What's up, everyone? I had a project kind of put in my lap today down at the outdoor market, and I need that. I got to put that in there. Okay. Let's get that off to the side, and this is what we have. We have a twin. This is a 16-horse Vanguard. This is off of a Gravely. That's why the funky back end on it. If you're not familiar with the Graveleys, the transmission, the motor bolts right up to the transmission, and there's planetary gears that run around these two gears here. This would be the sun, and then you have the planetaries that run around and drive the tractor. Okay, this is a smoker, and I don't mean it smokes cigarettes. I mean it belches like a two-stroke, down to one weed eater. I usually bring them home because I'm not real happy about leaving them down there, so I put that back in here. Okay, this guy, he was told that it's heads that are causing it to smoke, which I am really questioning. Like, not. But he dropped it off to me and wants me to put on the new heads. Got two brand new heads for that twin Vanguard. Nice and pretty. Those are not new heads. Unless those were pulled. Those are pulls. It's got an old nasty gasket on it. Get off there. They look like they've never been run, kinda, but and this is a Briggs head, you know, original OEM Briggs head. This is not an aftermarket. Got Briggs valves in it. You can see the emblem, the Briggs emblem. Got a regular Briggs plug in it, Champion. Should be, yep, RC12YC. Has the H2. There's a date code down in the inside. Yeah, these are pulls. These are not. God, that's weird. Wonder if he knows that. Well, he opened the box and looked at it. But he was under the impression these were aftermarket heads. But no. These were pulled off of a new motor. $225 for a set of heads for it. And we have the gasket kit. Oil seals, valve stem seals I should say, gaskets, pan. Good, this is a complete gasket kit. Seals and everything. Sorry about that if I keep kind of bouncing you around. Two different styles of head gaskets. Got the fibers, which is on there now, which we will be using. But I told him, that's dipstick, oil pan, yeah, everything's there. It's a complete engine. Gasket kit, good. Because I told him that I really doubt that it's the heads that's causing it to smoke so bad, unless, you know, there's valve guides are just totally out to lunch. Which, like, I don't know if I mentioned it. Okay, this motor has 1,100 hours on it. Gravely, this is a commercial unit. It's a smoker. No sales on this one, it's a smoker. Some of you will get that. But when he pulled the motor this morning, he found out that his planetaries are wore in the transmission. So now, but he's in too deep now, so he's got to keep going. He bought 2 of these units, these big Graveleys. If you're the Graveleys, these are mounted on the ass end of the tractor. That just, you know, bolts right into the transmission, and then away you go. That's why a lot of them end up with the back ends of them all beat to hell because of people backing into stuff with them. But these come up from West Virginia, I think he said. He went down, picked up 2 of them at auction. Or no, not at auction. Off of a guy that got them from the state. So, what's nice about it from being from the state is 9 chances out of 10 that the maintenance was kept up on it really good. So there again, you know, I'm thinking, well, there can't be a whole hell of a lot of carbon build up, because usually the states take care of their equipment. Now, I don't know if he did that. Yeah, he did, because he bought those folders off of me. So, we get a project here. We are going to tear down a Vanguard 16 horse V-twin. I'm showing it to you now while it's still in the back of the car. That way, because I got to pull it out and I got a bunch of stuff to do before this. I hope to get this to this week, but I'm not going to hold my breath because I got a lot of stuff going on. He took this to a guy to have it fixed, and it sat at this guy's place. It's been going on 9 weeks. He just went and picked it up this past weekend. It's going on 9 weeks that it had been sitting down there in the same spot, and the guy never touched it. So he finally called him and told him that he was going to come and get it, and because he had asked me if I would wanted to do it for him. I said, yeah, I'll do it. So this is what we got. So he went and picked it up. Guy didn't have a problem with it. And it's like, well, I got enough stuff to do, so okay, fine. Then, you know, we'll get her done, and he can. Oh, back to buying 2 of these units. He's got another one that it's got a timing issue. That one, we'll probably get that one as well. Same thing, Vanguard 16 horse V-twin. When it goes to fire, it'll fire and stop that motor instantly. It's like it's firing before top dead center. And they checked the flywheel key and everything, and they said that's all fine. So that's going to be a timing issue with that one. And I don't know if anybody's been in it. If somebody has been in it and did something on internally, they could have timing marks screwed up on it. Or we could have a cracked flywheel, you know, yada yada. So, but that's going to be another video on that one. But he's going to pull the motor on that one, and if the planetaries are good on that one in the rear end, because he said that one feels really tight. We're going to redo this motor, and he's going to put this motor on the other tractor, and then we'll pick at the other one. and get it going. That way I can get the motor done for him, and then he can start hunting for planetaries for the transmission in that one. Because, you know, these are still worth, the old Graveleys, it's not old, but the older Graveleys are still worth quite a bit of money. They're a good unit. And that's all he messes with is Graveleys. That's all he works with. He farms out a lot of his work and can still make money at it if you buy the stuff right. But I keep telling him that, you know, he's got to start learning some of this stuff on his own. Just the simple stuff. You know, you get them in, you know, you can, you know, setting the valves. It's not rocket science. You can do that. You know, that's very simple. Well, to me anyway. Maybe not to other people. But, you know, setting the valves on it, you know, changing starter, or, you know, if you have to pull flywheel or something like that, coils, carburetor, you know, stuff like that. You can do yourself, and with, you know, and if you don't farm it out, then you can make a little bit more money. Plus, you're not waiting on somebody else to do the stuff for you. That way you can turn stuff over a little quicker. But I'm going to get this out of the van car and get it covered up for tonight, and hopefully this week I can get that up on the bench and we can get started on it. I really like to get it done so it's out of my hair, and he'll have it so he can put it in a tractor. So let me get it out of here, and then the next you see of this motor will be starting to tear it down. Okay, folks, I got her up on the bench finally. It's been a while, about a week. But I'm kind of starting to think that maybe we have a blowed head gasket on this guy. That's why she's smoking so bad. You can see where this side of the muffler or exhaust pipe has gotten really hot. Where this side, you know, kind of your normal right at the head, but this one's extended out and kind of up. And if you look down in here, you can see some debris. I'm thinking probably mouse condo. So I'm gonna start tearing this down. We're gonna get into this and get the head off of it. I'm not even gonna start it because he told me it smokes. So that's what we're going with. And I have the heads for it, so, and the gasket set. And hopefully, maybe, if it's a blowed head gasket, I'll have to check with him and see if he wants to put the new heads on it, or if, you know, or if we're just gonna change a head gasket. Not sure. Pretty clean looking. But yeah, let me get some tools and we'll start getting this thing pulled down. Would have liked to have seen the original air filter that was in it. Let's see, that's pretty clean looking. Not like there was a ton of blow by. I'm thinking blowed head gasket. So let's dig into it and find out.
You are now in the presence of a king. presence of a You are now in the presence of a king.
Which one of our cylinders is the problem child? This one? That's the oh shit, that's the intake. You can see we got a lot of oil coming in from there, and the exhaust side. So we know which one's our problem child, and it's not the one I was thinking. I was thinking it was that one because of all the debris. I figured we'd find a mouse condo, but we didn't. So here's our problem child. We need to pull this, we'll pull this head off, take a peek and see if we got a blowed head gasket, or what the hell is going on. That way we can check the piston too on this side. Since this is the problem, we'll check the cylinder, see if our cylinder's shredded, which a lot of times they are on these things when they get like that. Because if this is just an aluminum bore, and we have problems with rings or anything like that, usually it shreds them. And when it shreds the cylinder, then you know what that means. Dookie! Alright, so what we got left? We're going to take our valve cover off. And our rockers. Pretty, God. She's definitely clean inside. Let's get this up to top. Do we have over-adjusted valves? Ooh! Ugh. Let's see if that one... That doesn't feel too bad. Here. I don't know. Oh, shoot. And now I'll show you what I'm laughing at. Nice. Looks like when it wasn't even in the the lifter. It was sitting off to the side of the hole for the lifter. Yeah. Steel is always intake, and the aluminum's always exhaust. At least that's what I've always been told, and that's the way I've always gone by. If I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will let me know, which is fine. Alright, I'm not gonna just put a rocker or a push rod in it. I want to inspect the cylinder. Man. Definitely better clean them up before we put them back in, so when we torque it, we can get a good torque on it. It's the only one that... Alright. What are you thinking? A lot of oil. some carbon. Head gasket looks like it's intact. You know, and this is the fuel pump side too. Man, look at this. Well, she looks good. Very minimal play. See what kind of pattern we have with a... There's still cross hatches in there too. Quite a bit of oil. Still kind of puzzled by that. Why so much oil? You know, without the... What was it? The exhaust? Put that back. Oh, put that back on. Yeah, without the exhaust intake or exhaust valve opening and it's firing, it's going to put a lot of pressure in this crank and it's going to be pushing. I think that's where our oil's coming from. But you can see, man, that's not dirty at all. For 1,100 hours, this looks really good. This motor has been well maintained with that many hours on it. Tell you that right now. Even the carbon ridge at the top. You know, it's got one, but it's very minimal. Like I said, there's even still cross hatches. I don't know if you can see, but there's still cross hatches in the cylinder. A little bit of a mark there. That can be just from carbon. But I like this motor is still really, like I said, for 1,100. That's not bad at all. I think we're going to call the bottom end on this good. And we're going to have to get us a push rod. And I think we will. I'll ask him. I'll see him this weekend because I got to order the push rod. I'll see if he wants me to put the new heads on it or if he wants to save them for something else. Because I don't see where the head, I mean, valves need cleaned bad. You know, I'm sure they, I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to him and we'll go from there. But we'll pull the other head off. That way we can get a idea and see what's going on the other side. So let me get you back in the stand and we'll get this turned around and pull the other head off of it. That'll give us a little bit more information. This is the side I thought was going to be the problem. But that's what happens when you think. No think, do. Boy, that one's pretty floppy. Let's get that around. That one might be a little under or a little too big. That doesn't feel too awful bad. All right. Let's kind of keep these together. Put those on the oil fill side. Those seem to be not too bad. That one was stuck in the head. God. Looks like it's got them stupid split fires in it. Don't like them, but that's just me. You do you. A little bit of oil in this one too, but you're going to have that if you have all the pressure from that other cylinder being shoved past the rings down into the crankcase. A little bit. Like I said, something that you would see after 1100 hours. This one, the cylinder still has cross hatches in it too. I do believe we are going to be able to do head gaskets and a little bit of debris that's from, let's see if I can get the other one off. Normally, see, they did redesign it a little bit better, but you can see right here is where they usually like to blow out here. And this is where your oil comes up and drains. But No discoloration. Blowout here and up in here, especially on the little single overheads. They like to blow out there, especially if you don't. Especially if you don't get your torque spec right. These carbon gaskets blow out so easy. You have to have the right torque on these. Found that out the hard way. It's not like them old style steel ones. You can just throw them on there and tighten them up and away you go. Not here. Not on these ones. Not on those carbons. But we can get this all cleaned up. But I need to get a push rod ordered. Get a push rod ordered and find out from him if he wants me to use the old heads or put the new heads on. This one's pretty, a lot of carbon on that. Well, yeah, it would be, because you're not pushing enough fuel into the other cylinder. All the fuel's going to this cylinder, so you're going to be all carboned up on one cylinder. As you can see, that one wasn't even firing. The plug's still brand new. But she was definitely pushing some oil up. Alright, that's not blow by. We can, let's pull the breather off before I say for sure that there's no blow by. Blow by, or the breather will tell us a lot too. Very nice. Clean. Yeah. Looks like there's a little bit of milky. That can be just from sitting. Let go. Let go. Nope, I think we're in good shape. Okay, we're dead in the water until I get some parts. So I'll bring you back when I get some parts and we can fix it. Alright, we got us a push rod. Didn't realize it, but when he ordered those heads, the guy sent the push rods with it too. And I texted him and he said, they're in the box. I was like, oh cool. So we can keep moving forward on this and get this done. Right now, I'm going to take and I'm going to get everything all cleaned up. Get the pistons, and then we'll work on the heads. He wants to go ahead and use the original heads that were in it. I don't see anything wrong with them at the moment, but when we tear them down, the lap-in valves, we'll see what we got going on. And hopefully we may not have to use heads, but never know. So I'm gonna go get some Go get a few things, and then we're going to start getting this cleaned up. Alright, looks like we're going to be using the new heads after all. This is the one that had the bent push rod exhaust. That's our exhaust valve, and as you can see, the valve guide has extended itself. It's starting to come up out of there. See that one? And that's the way it should look. So we're going to be using the new heads on it after all. There's no sense in putting one new head on it and not the other one. I mean, this is still a good head, but you know, it needs all the valves gone over. That one, she is pretty hammered on the exhaust. Same with the intake. There is a heck of a indentation where that's been hammering. So, which is pretty, you know, reasonable for the amount of hours it's on it. So we are going to go ahead, goat head, and use the new heads, especially after I drop the valves on the ground. So let's get the new valve or new heads out, and we'll get them prepped and have them ready. He can do whatever he wants with these because they are no, well, this one you can reuse, but you know, you got quite a bit of work to do to reuse that one. And if we're going to put one on there, why I'd go all through the work and all that to put a used head, or fix that one and put that one on. Let's just put the new ones on and be done with it. So let me get kind of squared away here, and we'll get ready and get those heads out. We still got to clean them up because they're pulls, and we'll get them ready to go on the motor. When I looked at these heads, I didn't even realize that there was push rods down in there, down in the box. So I figured I was going to have to order. And I messaged him, and he said, oh, there's push rods down inside the box. I was like, well, cool. A lot less work. But look at that. There's, in that box, there was three exhaust push rods and one intake. Your intakes are the steel, your exhaust is the aluminum. Must have just grab and start throwing stuff in the box off the shelf. These heads are a little bit different too. These don't have the real long. Yeah, these don't have the real long stud for the valve cover. Alright, well, I'm just going to have to switch over bolts and use these ones took a bolt that went down through to hold the valve cover on, and that one takes the Knertz. No biggie. Seeing as though these heads haven't been run, you don't have to worry too much about If not, we can just leave alone. Need one there, and definitely there. Alright, let me get these cleaned up and get them ready to be put on. Okay, we got everything cleaned up. Let's get him over here. Two heads. Okay. Exhaust. Always in the back. Front intake. We need some gaskets. These head gaskets should be the same for either side. Maybe. Yep. Okay. Head bolts. Might get a little storm. This is the one I don't really like. That was that one that was really rough coming out. Okay, if I remember, those are 12s. Yep. Now, whether he likes it or not, he's getting the new heads because the old ones are caca. I would have bet anything that it wasn't the heads. And just from experience, but I guess. Alright, 190 inch-pounds. At 190. Nope. Let's go back. 190. Okay. Intake. Take steel push rod. Exhaust. Aluminum. Make sure we're down in there. Head bolts, head bolts. I don't have to worry about putting new valve guide seals, valve stem seals on, because new heads. So there shouldn't be a problem there. Normally I don't like running these down with the impact because it can get away from you a little bit. That's why I always kind of run them in by hand. I can also, feel how, if the threads are nice and loose, that's where you're going to get a good torque reading on them. That's just me. Alright, now we need the right rocker bolts. Need an aluminum for our exhaust. And a steel. It's kind of funky. Air intake. Both in the little pocket. Okay, now we're about ready to run the valves. Should be 4 and 6. Okay. Okay, let's get these valves adjusted. First thing I want to do is, before I tighten those down, is I want to back off the adjustment. So we're not squishing it down. I think this one okay. Make sure we're still down on there. I'll lube up the rockers. Now we need to... Oop, wrong one. Helps if you have the right socket. Should be able to bring that up on the magnet. Bring it right up over the coil. That's compression on the other side. I can feel it. And that should be top dead on this side. Yep. Okay, 4 to 6 on both exhaust and intake. I am going to go right in the middle and set these at 5. Oh, wrong way. Okay, let's see if we can run it a little longer. Don't have much gas in here, but yeah. I don't want to have a whole bunch of gas in this when so I got to put it back in the car. Little fire. No, I'm not going to be able to do it with that bottle. Get it cleared out a little bit. Would like to hear it run one more time. Alright. What is going on? May have to give it some throttle. That's better. Let's see. Okay, that's idle, and that's full throttle. All right. Not getting her enough gas. Let me reload. All right. You recording? Yeah, you're recording. All right. One more time. Better. No blow by out the tube. Out the poop tube. Well, she stinks. Burn up some of that oil out of it. Let's go one more time. Get that choke open. smoke you're seeing now is raw gas. It's too much gas. Has a slight hint of oil, which I am going to smell because of 2-cycle. All right. Once she cleared her throat, she cleared her throat. All right, folks. So there she is. She's all I got left to do is we'll get that on there. Put his wing nut back on. Yeah, I'd like to run it a little more, but there she is. She's done. So it's got a brand new carburetor on it. Now it's got a set of brand new heads on it. The push rods, I used one that was bent, and one of the ones that came out of that same head, I didn't like the looks of it, so I used another one out of the box. So that's about all we had to do to it. Like I said, it's got a brand new carburetor. It's ready to go on the tractor and have somebody enjoy it by cutting grass. Yay! But hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope to see you on the next one, where I don't know what we're going to be getting into. I'll just kind of give you an idea what's sitting around here that has to be done. So like I said, I hope to see you on the next one. Till then, later. Alright. That fuel line was so stiff, and all it was doing was leaking. I want to see if it'll start on its own without priming it. And out of gas. She does. She'll fire right up now. Let's give it another drink. Alright, choke. and out of gas. Alright, now I'm satisfied. It runs pretty good. Needs to break in a little bit, but she'll be fine. Alright. Now we're done. That was bugging me. I wanted to run it more than just, you know, by shooting gas down the carburetor. I wanted to put gas in that carburetor and run it a little bit so I can make sure it wasn't belching smoke in it. It's not. Stinks because we're running 2-cycle, but that'll sure help the top end with them brand new heads on it and get a lot of that crap burn out of it, and she'll settle in and be a really good engine. So I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoy making these for you, and I really hope to see you on the next one. And you know something, if you do like these types of videos, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing, and I'll bring you more of this. So until next time, later.